Hello YouTube, this is my week 9, first week of March. There isn't much for me to update other than my portfolio has been doing really bad, but like everybody else's. But I came across this news that the entire Treasury yield curve is below 1% now, as market is panicking. And according to what I read online, this is the first time in history, even though it's just briefly, the entire curve was trading below 1%. Still, it's pretty amazing that the virus outbreak has really got to people. In the beginning, nobody was really taking it seriously, but now it's just getting worse and worse. Based on this news, tomorrow's market, today is Sunday, so tomorrow, March 9th, the market is gonna be bloody again. This just got me thinking that even though in the past, ever since I started using M1 Finance, I've been pretty happy with it, but in the last couple of weeks, I realized this really important aspect of M1 Finance is, it's a pretty important shortcoming of it is that it doesn't really offer much protection in market crashes like this. Even though I still like it, I think it's very good for people who want to do dollar cost average and don't have the time to invest on a regular basis. So you can just set an automatic schedule and then put your money in, and then the M1 will do it for you. But in the situation of market crash like this, you really don't have the kind of protection you could have with other more traditional or more established brokerage firms such as TD Ameritrade or Fidelity or any established ones, because for one, you can't really trade option. You can't really this M1 Finance doesn't have option for you to buy. So if you have a stock that you want to protect from going under a certain price, with other brokerage you can buy an option to protect that stock. For example, if you have a stock that is you bought at price of $20 and then you want to protect it for the next 6 months, you can buy a 6-month put option at a strike price of, let's say, $19. So if that does happen, if the stock price goes below 19, your put option will protect your loss from going more than that $1 plus the cost of buying put option. So the stock could go down to $10 or even $5, but your maximum loss would just be that $1 per share plus the cost of put option. If you buy your option before the price goes below, let's say 20 or something, the cost will be pretty low, but still, with M1 Finance you can do that. So your stock is just there, at if you want to sell it, it can only happen once a day at 10 a.m. Central Time or 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Around that time, it's not even exactly that time. If there's a panic sell and you somehow decided to sell that morning, and then if the price goes down really low at 10 a.m., then you are screwed, because For that kind of panic sell, usually it would rebound uh, a few hours later or something like that. So you would just miss that window. So, and also that brings up another issue. With M1, you can't really do any limit order or any stop loss order. So the only order you can do is the market order that, and you don't even know when that would happen. You know that would be around that time in the morning, but you don't know when M1 is finishing that trading, so you don't know what the price you are getting until afterwards, much later after that. So uh, normally it's okay, especially if you're just buying index ETF or something like that. The volatility is much smaller for index ETFs comparing to individual stocks because they have this benefit of diversification. But with market going like this, you maybe there's nothing better or nothing that's gonna save you a lot from losing a lot, but there's nothing, absolutely nothing you can do basically without these options, without setting your time and price of selling your stocks and getting put option to protect your investment. That's not happening with M1. And also because you're buying fractional shares, unless you have a really huge portfolio, you probably don't even have 100 shares of any stocks uh, to be able to buy option, because I think at least for all the brokerage you have seen, the minimum for one contract is 100 shares of any stocks. You can't really do fractional contract that I'm not aware of. So for this special time, I think if you want to get some good deal, for one thing, in addition to protect your own investment, if you want to buy at this time, probably just stick to the traditional sense of traditional brokerage firm like TD or Fidelity. And TD is actually merging with Schwab. The process is ongoing, so I'm pretty sure it has more good features than TD already has. I think TD has a lot of nice features that I really enjoyed using it. So I think that's like the old saying, don't put everything in one basket. So I think I will still keep the basket of M1, but just for lower risk kind of things, or things that already have some diversification, then better diversification than having your own pick of individual stocks. And use Fidelity or TD for some better control of what like a riskier stocks. You probably want to put them there, so you can use put option, or you can use different kinds of orders when you buy or sell, instead of just buying it or selling it at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. every morning. So that's something that I need to adjust and modify in terms of my own plan of investment. And I hope people also start looking into, having an alternative to the M1 Finance app. Have a few other things, like use each one for different purposes. For example, if you have M1, you can use it for index ETFs, and with TDE or Fidelity, you use it for individual stocks or mutual funds, because they have that. And then with Robinhood, if you want to trade Bitcoin, that's probably one of the easier or cheaper platform to buy that right now, especially after that Robinhood fiasco a few days ago. I don't think a lot of people are going to use it, but I have a small amount of money in that, probably a few hundred. I just use it for Bitcoins. Just I don't really buy much of that, but I think from time to time I just for entertainment purpose I put it in there. Maybe one day it'll grow explosively, so I don't know. Anyway, that's all I have today, and I hope you guys can stay strong in this market. I'll try that myself. All right. Have a good week.